Top 5 things that men do that really annoy women. Last week I gave the top 5 things that women do that really annoy men, so it's about time we take our own turn with their list. After all, things are only fair if the women get to give their own 5. I have to admit, I didn't come up with these. I asked some actual women on Facebook, and wouldn't you know it, they came through. I tried to explain, without undergoing some major surgery and taking some pills, why women would do these things that annoy men. But I do feel a bit more confident for this week. So, what is it that men do that really irritate women? What actions do we do that gets under their skin? What kind of things do we manage to accomplish where the result is an upset wife / fiance / girlfriend / sister / mom or any other woman in our lives? I should warn you that this may be a bit much, so suck it up, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Guys, let's be honest. How many of us have used a shirt as a Kleenex? I know I brought this up last week, but I wanted to bring it up again. Do we really understand why it is that women want us to stop certain things that, to us, just don't seem like that big a deal? There are other things, such as a personal favorite of mine, picking your nose, or as my wife used to put it, mining for gold. And it's not just that, but a whole range of habits that may seem discourteous, such as leaving things for later or letting things just sit. And then there are other habits that may just seem harmless to us but might actually bring in nightmares for the ladies. Habits like smoking, chewing, drinking, and a lot of other habits that, and I have to be frank here, don't do anything good for our health. Now here's the thing, it's not that big a deal. Sure, some habits would take a long time to break, and many not be easy, but the other ones, such as cleaning up little messes or getting a Kleenex or even things like doing the laundry the right way, would send a message. It may not seem like much to us, and it isn't, but the women in our lives would feel at least a little appreciated and may reply in kind. As I mentioned last week, it's all about the desire to feel like they matter, and this will tell them that they matter. I mentioned this one last week too. I tried to explain a little of why it is that we sometimes completely forget when a special day comes, or else we put it off getting a gift for those special ladies until the last minute. I think I may also have said how it is that we can ever forget. So why is it that the ladies want us to remember these days? What's the big deal? Guys, pay attention. For us, it's a bit of a puzzle why we should remember such days as anniversaries or birthdays, or why we need to get something for days like, you guessed it, Valentine's Day. It may seem like it's not that big a deal, but to the ladies in our lives, they mark important milestones. I think I mentioned how, while my wife was alive, I would sometimes do little things that were such a big deal at all, to surprise her with something nice, something that let her know that she was someone very special, someone who meant a great deal to me. And every birthday, one of us cooked the other a cake, and we had a special anniversary plan. The last one we spent together was an overnight trip and getting a new family member in the kitten I eventually named Bud. So what's the big deal about all this? I can tell you that I will again give what I think is the appropriate answer at the end. Now, I will admit, I do have some personal experience with this one. I used to be the kind of person who would always show up a few minutes late if I even remembered to go to somewhere. Sometimes I'd even show up at the wrong time at a job I had. It wasn't anything that meant I couldn't take anything seriously, but as with most things that are good now in my life, my wife showed me something different. I started writing things down. I left reminders on my computer screen and things got better. This isn't so much a thing about women and men as it is just a little habit change I made to make sure I got plenty of time to get there. And as a way to remember things like a wall calendar, a planner, or, like I mentioned a second ago, a computer phone app. So here's the real question I have. Why is it that if the women in our lives are saying we have to get ready to what to wear. This may sound familiar if you've been paying attention. It's because they want to matter. This may be the general psychological reason why, if another woman is wearing the same outfit at a group gathering, they get upset because they may feel like she's trying too hard. That means that they don't matter quite so much. So, although it may look like a clear double standard, I do think we can give them a pass on this one, and that we can do a little better about trying to remember appointments and schedule things. But now, we're going to get a little heavy. Now, when I say this, I don't mean hearing. The two are drastically different, although we don't really associate it too much. Hearing is simply the result of pressure waves on our eardrums, the wave that create the sensation we call sound. So saying, "I heard you," is a little more than acknowledging you recognize the sound of the voice. Listening, though, is actually paying attention to what is being said, taking it in and considering it. And here's the other thing about this act. As guys, we automatically assume that when we're being told something, they want us to fix it. This isn't as clear as, and I'm going to go cliche here, taking out the trash or changing a tire, though sometimes all they want is to talk out their feelings and to make sure that they are understood. There are some things we simply can't fix. But these ladies don't want us to be the ones to fix other things. Again, with my wife, I actually listened when she was talking and I actually learned a lot. I will sound a little like I'm bragging when I say I am very intelligent, but when my wife spoke and I asked questions and she asked questions and I wanted to talk, sometimes I feel like I was learning something entirely new. Guys, as a gender, we want to be the go-to guys. We want to be the ones the ladies call on when something breaks down and needs to be fixed. We want to be the ones that can wear the tool belt and get to work even if sometimes we really have no idea what we're doing. That's not why women need us to listen. Sometimes they'll try to explain emotions to us, something not all of us are comfortable with, and we tend to let our minds drift. Sometimes something happens in their circle of friends that she's trying to process. She comes to us for help with that, and we sit there and think, okay, how am I supposed to fix this? And we don't realize they don't want us to fix it. So we drift off again, and they end up mad because of it. But what is the most important thing we do that really drives women up a wall? What do we do that can cause irritation and even a little bit of distance? What does get them to give us the biggest cold shoulder of them all? Quick question. When was the last time you told a lady in your life that you loved them? It doesn't work if you just did. For those that say as many times as possible, honestly, good for you. But many of us simply stop doing that. Remember all the little things I'd get my wife? Why do you think that was such a big deal to her? There comes a phase in most relationships where us as guys just generally accept that the ladies in our lives know we think about them and that we love them. I'm not sure why that is, but that's when things tend to get off kilter. Then the anger starts. We get to where we're being defensive because we did something wrong, things that we may not be aware of, and things just spiral. It's not that big a deal, really, to let the woman in our lives know that we love them. Sure, some of us may feel that doing these things, doing little public displays of affection, may diminish us in the eyes of others, but why does that matter? Why do we get the big screen TVs and the awesome TV bundles and we end up only watching a few channels? Why do we look at the luxury cars and think that we need to get something like that? Why do we really need to, quote, keep up with the Joneses, close quote? I won't answer for everyone. I don't know everyone's answers. I ask that because I wonder about it myself. But there's a little more added to this one, and I bring it up on purpose here. I can't tell you how many times my wife apologized when the apartment wasn't completely spotless. But I let her know that not just once, but every time that I didn't care about that. She tried to apologize for not being the perfect housewife, but I let her know that never mattered to me. I forget who it was that pointed out how, before the Industrial Revolution, the husbands and fathers wouldn't go far from home. They'd go out to work in the fields trying to dredge up a sustenance on the farm while the wife worked on getting things done inside. Then we started to go away from home for work, and a lot of us expected that the wife/mother job wouldn't change. Luckily, we didn't live in that society anymore, and a lot of us these days have realized it. But it would seem so strange if I didn't know my wife's history to hear her apologizing for not being that kind of housewife. I'll say just one more thing, and then direct you to good references. I did all I could, even some very silly things, to let my wife know that I didn't just assume she'd always be there. I have to admit, sometimes I worry that she might just go away, just have enough, but it was worth the struggle for me to convince her that she really mattered to me, and that she was valued and cherished, a truly beloved wife, and now the sweetest of angels. But that struggle isn't what every woman would want. They would just want to know how we feel about them and how they matter to us, and not just have them assume that we're going to tell them. For further reading, I would suggest two very important books that were written a couple of decades ago. The first is Tim Allen's Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man. The second is Dave Barry's Complete Guide to Guys. They may make you laugh, but they actually manage to make good points in their attempt at humor. And it tries to make you learn a little something about yourself, or at least were entertained by this little endeavor to ease the tension between the genders. If you get this video a like and write a comment, that would be greatly appreciated. Always, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget the viewpoints that I'll be putting up on Saturday, and a little special presentation that I'll be putting out on the 14th. Have a great Valentine's Day with the one you love, and make sure you remember how special they are to you. Miss you, babe.